But anyways, family, now let's dive into our feature story of the day. Tether co-founder makes a $300,000 Bitcoin price prediction if by April 20th. Let's break this baby down. We know April 20th is around the corner, right? That's 420, by the way. Just saying. But anyways, after a major drop, Bitcoin is back on track with the King Crypto trading back above 71,000 following a roughly 5% hike over the week. Execs think it could go even higher with the Bitcoin halving event looming to take place here in April. Now, William Quigley, venture capitalist and co-founder of Tether and Wax.io, echoes a similar sentiment, speaking for Squawk on the Street. The exec claimed the following: there is a lot of positive forces that are pushing Bitcoin up right now, and this is before the halving, which is usually after that fact when Bitcoin really skyrockets. That's right. The three previous halvings, we had a 2012, 2016, and 2020. It was always the year preceding the halving. We hit that cycle peak just as we did in 2021, November 10th at 69,000. This observation also sheds light on the historical pattern of Bitcoin's halving and the impact on the coin's price trajectory. Traditionally, the halving has been succeeded by a bull market. Now, factors influencing the Bitcoin price, we have Quigley suggesting the Bitcoin price could potentially increase by 3 or 4 times its current value, which would be 300 to 400% gains, or 3 to 4x, reaching over $300,000 if it regains the 70,000 level by April 20th. And note, we just reclaimed the 70,000 level today. So take that, bears. And according to the exec, Bitcoin's upcoming halving event will impact the miners and investors differently. While miners may face challenges amid increased competition, investors should adopt a long-term perspective due to Bitcoin's unique valuation driven by sentiment rather than traditional metrics. And contrary to the viewpoint, we have Lynn Alden, an investment researcher, in conversation noting the following: I think the halving is important, but it is only one factor out of many that determines the occurrence and timing of a bull market. Various measures of global liquidity, hodl waves, and other catalysts combine to serve a larger role. And popular analyst Mikhail Van de Popp shared a similar view, with Popp predicting a potential surge to 80,000 before the halving in April. Quoting him here, I think that we are close to the peak of this run, but I think we'll have another all-time high test, perhaps even 75 to 80,000 pre-halving, and then we are correcting. So what are your thoughts on that, family? Please do let me know. I think personally 300,000 is a very realistic target for this cycle. I have said it before and I'll repeat myself. My personal prediction for this cycle peak is a bear scenario as low as 222,000 per coin and a bull scenario as high as $750,000 per coin. We also have some very bullish Bitcoin proponents such as Jan3's Samson Mao, who is predicting 1 million still in play for this year. Max Kaiser a few weeks ago, as I shared on the podcast, has also upped his price target for this cycle to $750,000 per coin. We have ARK Invest's Kathy Wood now projecting over $3 million per coin by the year 2030. Initially, her prediction was only 1 million. So people are becoming more and more bullish, and for good reason. I think the ETF inflows have far succeeded everyone's wildest expectation, including the CEO of BlackRock, Larry Fink. And with game theory in effect, I want you to consider all this. You have MicroStrategy, and you have the largest, juggernaut of them all as far as asset management is concerned, with BlackRock neck and neck, both with over 200,000 Bitcoin. Neither are slowing down. MicroStrategy's grand goal is to acquire 5% of the circulating supply. They already tapped 1%. And then, of course, BlackRock, like a snowball effect right now, is gaining more and more traction. So they're fighting over biddies in real time. This is game theory. And then let's not forget the other 10 Bitcoin ETFs doing the same thing. Shout out Tiago. Appreciate you subbing. And let's not forget the ETFs that are yet to even be launched. The one that's going to come out of Hong Kong, there's probably going to be a flurry of them all coming around the same time, and they're expediting that, which we know is fact. There's a lot of money there, in that region, obviously, with China, you know what I mean, Malaysia, all those places. And then, Japan, etc. A lot of money. But anyways, and then we also have out of El Salvador, we're going to have a very special ETF as well with Bitcoin in, Bitcoin out, whereas the US ETF ETFs are ultimately fiat in and fiat out, and you just get the equivalent return. And you also got to consider that Bitcoin ETF BTC cannot be compared to self-custodied Bitcoin, because Bitcoin ETF BTC can be confiscated. That's something you have to consider, family. Whereas self-custodied Bitcoin is the correct way to hold your Bitcoin, where nobody can take it. Right now, we have to consider nation state adoption. We have the first state, El Salvador, the first one to adopt Bitcoin as a legal tender. Now we have other countries doing the same or following in their footsteps. Ed Snowden, whistleblower, a couple of weeks back, we shared on the pod, made a tweet, and he ultimately said there is a nation secretly buying Bitcoin behind the scenes, and they're going to be announcing it. Could that be the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia? Could that be Qatar? Could that be Canada? Could that be another, Latin American country? What are your thoughts? So all of these elements are playing out in real time. It's something to consider. Bitcoin supply shock. Crypto Quant CEO is projecting in 6 months, we get a supply shock, which means the 2 million Bitcoin approximation currently on the exchanges dries up and there's no more biddies to buy, right? Just at the rate BlackRock and MicroStrategy are buying Bitcoin can lead to a supply shock. So when we calculate all these other factors into the mix, it's very realistic, family. We hit 300,000, not only potentially this cycle peak, but potentially for this year. But let me know your thoughts in that live chat. I'll read as many of these comments out loud as I can.